Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Okay, wait. I wrote this for you. Thank you for loving me even though I'm fat. Society makes it seem like you shouldn't do that. Thank you for all your encouragement and your selfless acts. I'm going to do one of my own by making you a dad.
You pregnant? For real?
For real. Chris, are you going to be a dad?
Yes, I am.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
I feel like you're so scared and nervous. I mean, I am too.
Excited.
I am too. It hasn't hit me yet. We
Wow.
gotta take all these classes. Babe, I never seen one of these before. Like, oh my god.
This is 99% accurate or something, isn't it?
Well, this is the second one I took, so. Ooh. Boys, we are the boys in motion. Babe, your boys are in motion, huh? Babe, I'm gonna call you a plumber because you damn sure like the pie. Hey, so today on Sublime Serafina, we have a special guest, my fiance, Christopher Greenfield. Yay! Welcome to Sublime Serafina. How are you doing today, Christopher?
I'm great. How you doing?
Great. Pretty good.
That's good.
Based on the social climate and everything that's going on, I'd like to say that I'm okay, right? Okay still means you're out here surviving.
That's better than bad. So.
Exactly. Can you get in the camera more, sir? Thank you. We'd like to see your little pretty handsome face, okay? Thank you. So, this month, oh Lord. This month is a month we like to bring awareness to because it is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. And this year, 2020 has been a rough year for everybody. But this year we had a pregnancy loss. And it was our first one for the record. Hopefully it's our last because that was just a lot to deal with. And I wanted to bring awareness to it. I seen a post recently that said, how come I didn't know miscarriages were so common until I had one? And that was me all the way. Like, I had no idea that miscarriages were a regular thing until I had one. Granted, my fiance, he was way more aware of stuff than me. Have you been trying to get somebody pregnant before?
I just know stuff like that. I don't know.
Anyway, he had said something like, because I thought I'd get pregnant like that once we started trying back in like 2019, at the end of 2019. And he was like, it doesn't always happen like that. And I was like, well, it needs to, because I ain't got time for this. So when I turned 13, when I turned 30, then this is not like, this is just my experience. I don't want any women that are 30 plus or anything that don't have children to think that this is how I think all the time. But from like 27 to 29, I was partying. I was going to the club every weekend and turning up. And then I turned 30 and a clock started ticking in my head. And I was like, and then we got engaged. So then I was like, this puts a lot on me. Like, we're engaged now. We can start a family. Because I said in my video, I initially made a video talking about what happened. And I said I was never about getting married before having a baby. I was always about having a baby with the right person for you, even if, it was just for that time. But I've seen a lot of people just have babies with people who they don't love for real and that don't love them for real. And I feel like it's just not a good idea. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's just all bad. Because you don't know if you don't know the person you have a kid with them. What if they're a deadbeat? What if they're a deadbeat? What if they just don't have interest in finding a job, and then you have to be the one taking care of the kid? There's a lot of situations like that, so
yes,
best to know the person you're with.
Yeah, and I know you pretty well. We spend a lot of time getting to know each other. We've been together for far too long for us to always know that we wanted kids eventually, but then like for it just to never happen. Like in 7 years, we only got pregnant one time. We wasn't trying before, but that's crazy to me. Like Like, when I think about it in retrospect.
Well, we wasn't trying and we was safe.
Well, I should have been 27 or something. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, though, because I'm going to be 32.
How do you know? Like, we weren't, like, as good as we are now at 27.
But I was getting older, so I should have known. I wish my clock started ticking then. That's what I'm saying.
Look, you're 30. You're not 40, so.
I'm not 30.
Okay. Well, you're not 40, so.
Okay, don't do that, because women have babies well into their 40s and 50s, so you need to chill out. He's still a male, so there is still some, insensitivity. But I'm sure it would be harder for me to get pregnant in my 40s. But clearly, it don't matter how old I am. Anyway, this is the teddy bear Chris brought me in regards to our pregnancy loss. So what I wanted to do was bring awareness to the fact that Christopher also experienced pregnancy loss. So a lot of people were checking on me, and reaching out to me, but nobody really checked on Chris. And people need to realize that too, that especially when you're in a committed relationship like us, and he wanted to be a father, etc., that he experienced a loss too. I remember I had said something like, why aren't you, or you don't understand what I'm going through physically and and you're not showing any type of emotion. And he got angry and he was like, do you know how bad I wanted that child? And it just broke my heart. I was like, no, I'm sorry. And keep in mind, mothers, at least from my point of view, feel like they did something wrong usually when they have a miscarriage. So I think of all the things like, what if my phone was too close to my belly and it caused infertility?
And there's nothing you could do. Like, there's people who have babies on drugs, like.
Yeah, but
so
like I said,
I guess it's just fate.
My doctor had said something like, sometimes it's just, a case of bad luck. I was like, thanks. Bad luck. That's what you got. That's what you got. I'm like, okay, thanks, doctor, sir. Anyway, Chris has got to, being with a black woman, see kind of like the injustice that black women face in the healthcare field. So the day I found out I miscarried, it was COVID, so of course he couldn't come into the hospital with me, but he was in the parking lot, and I had waited for like 2 hours. So it's like 10 weeks, or I'm supposed to be 10 weeks. So I go to the doctor, and the doctor says, I'm not seeing anything. And I'm like, bitch, what? Bitch, don't be playing with me like that. And it was just like really insensitive. Her bedside manner was way off. And a lot happened, but I'm going to get into that when Chris is not here, because I'm going to be talking and I want him to do some talking too. So, do you have anything to say in regards to men experiencing the loss of their pregnancies too, or however you word it?
Yeah, I want to say that it does hurt, definitely, because like if you're looking, especially if you're already buying like stuff for your kid and all that, and then you realize that it's not gonna happen right then and there, like that, yeah, that's very disappointing and kind of makes you a little depressed, because it's like, for me, that's like motivation to, do better in life and provide for my child better. And then once I find out I'm no longer having that child, it like kind of puts a damper on my whole like day, my whole mood and everything. So it's like you have to find a way to just get out of that depression and kind of like move forward, although you feel kind of guilty for it, because you were like, your mindset was like, yes, I'm about to have this kid in 9 months, everything's good,
man.
But yeah, you kind of just have to move forward and try again.
If at first you don't succeed. What I want to do is commend you for being so helpful during that. Lord, that
you're welcome. Yeah, it was painful.
Tough
I could tell.
Touch of death or whatever I
could tell it was extremely painful.
So I I forgot what I said in my last video, because I did make a video bringing awareness to the fact, because people often ask us, when are you guys gonna have kids? Da, da, da. Instead of, do you guys want kids, or can you have kids? It's kind of like, when? So I was like, maybe you guys should stop asking people that, because you don't know what they've been through. So I was telling my experience. Yeah. And so let me just say, I couldn't imagine going through that alone. And the crazy thing is, I know so many women who have, and I'm just like, how? Maybe everybody's, well, not maybe, everybody has a different experience, but I had the worst experience, I feel like, you know, besides potentially just dying. But also, I want to bring awareness to, after I made that video, so many people I'm very close to came out the woodworks and talked about their experience. And I was like, it's so crazy that I know it's 1 in 4 women, but I know so many women right next to me who were silent about theirs. And I'm like, why don't we talk about this? What?
It's because it's like, I feel like for some women it's embarrassing too, because like, especially if you out yourself before and tell everybody, and then they're like, hey, how's the baby doing?
Oh.
Yeah.
Bruh, I was so embarrassed. So my excited ass, this is really sad to say, and through my healing, through this vlog and therapy, I am changing my mindset. But I wanted a baby so bad, and I've always felt like I never get what I want. So in the midst of me finding out I was pregnant, I was like, oh my God, this is something I want. But I always had in the back of my mind, I never get what I want. Like, this is not going to be real. This is not true. And then I ended up, so part of me feels like I kind of put the negative energy in the air, but I'm trying to, you know, like, I had no control over what initially happened. But, I told my immediate family, and that was embarrassing. And Chris said, don't you think we should wait? And I was like, no, like, look, I'm excited. And I was only 8 weeks at the time. And so it was my first pregnancy. I didn't know people usually wait till 3 months. I had read it somewhere, but I was like, God is sending me this baby to bring the family closer together and for us to just bring a love child in the world. Lord.
Okay, everybody. Can I get everybody's attention?
Everyone. It's like a scary movie, Us.
Attention, Serafina.
Thank you, Joe. You're going to be a great part of this film. just for me. So, Chris and I in this quarantine, we realized that we just, you know, we were engaged and stuff like that, but we're going to take it to the next level. I'm 8 weeks pregnant.
I got a quarantine babe.
So everybody pray.
Give me my hug.
Cool.
Cheers to Corona, baby.
Corona, the virus, Greenfield.
And we ain't talking about beer.
Oh, that's funny as hell. Coronavirus.
That's why you were sleeping.
That's what I've been doing.
That's why I was like, she's usually more activated on this.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited. That was our great grandchild.
Wow.
My great
So, y'all
grandchild.
sex 8 months? You said 8 weeks or 8 months?
8 weeks.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I don't know how this shit works. I mean, I'm just on the man's side. I just heard
That's it. And cut.
So I told my family, and then a week later I told them I miscarried, and that was just so embarrassing. And as a woman, you do feel embarrassed because you're like, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? So let me just say, you know, look, because I was so open about it, a lot of people didn't know how to react. So I got a lot of mixed, messages. Someone told me, someone in my family very close to me was like, it's COVID anyway. Like, it's a rough time to bring a child into the world. And I was like, bitch.
I don't think there's ever like a perfect time anyway.
Exactly. So anyway, people were, insensitive like that, but not meaning to be. It's kind of like underhanded racism. Like, you're not trying to be racist. You are. You're not trying to be insensitive, but you are being. But, a couple of people reached out and showed up. I think it was just my parents, but a lot of people, asked me what I need. I think. I don't remember. This happened back in May, but...
Yeah, you had a lot of phone calls, I remember.
Okay, so good. Because at the end of the day, I might not know what it's like yet to hold a child in my arms, but I had life in my womb, so I know what that felt like. I'm one of those people who, I was going to be a mother, so I lost my baby, and it's really, it's a lot to bear and deal with. And some people just don't get it. So do your research and look up things you should and shouldn't say, and like things you shouldn't ask, because the insensitivity is just unreal. Well, at least you were early. At least you ain't, bitch. At least I don't slap you upside your mouth.
Well, they have good intentions. They just kind of ignorant to.
Right. But let's talk about. Can I out you real quick?
About what?
About how your dad didn't know, and he like, so how you and the baby doing? Oh, that was the most. Because I felt horrible. He was about to have his first grandchild. I was like, well, about 6 months ago or something. And why didn't you tell your dad? He's the first person you told. Chris was so excited to tell his dad. I recorded the conversation.
It was disappointing. I don't know. I just didn't tell him.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was disappointing to you.
Yeah.
I felt bad for his dad, like... all excited. Oh, my grandchild got my... Sorry, this is not funny. I'm laughing at my accent, but I have to also laugh in order not to cry. But so, man, and then people, had the nerve to be like, you didn't tell me you were pregnant. First of all, I don't like you. I'm sorry. Now let me stop.
All right.
But no, it was like I was very early, so I told my immediate family, which were my mom and her siblings. And yeah, so I'm gonna post that video because it's a real thing. We were really excited. Everybody was excited. And then it comes down to me. That was really very, very humiliating. But yeah, and I want to just shed light on that. It's just something that happens in life that people don't talk about, though.
Yeah,
it's taboo, or is that the term?
It's not taboo. It's private. Like, a lot of people are just very private and, like I said, embarrassed at the same time. So
yeah,
that's how it is.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people. I'm an acquired taste because I put myself out there. I've always been like that. That's why some people don't fuck with me, But then there are people who do, and I appreciate you guys. Yeah, because I just like to keep it real. Because of me coming forward with my story originally, and I'll post that at the end of this video just in case someone didn't see it. But I posted it in a miscarriage group also that I joined, and they appreciated me coming forward with my truth so much. They asked me to be, what am I? I don't know. Something comes up next to my name when you post in the group, or people can ask me questions and I can approve posting for. So I guess I'm like a advisee or something, a group.
Like a group chat manager?
No, because there's a lot of us, but but I'm just someone who ran the group reached out to me and was like, we would love for you to join our team too. Yeah. So I forgot what the word is called, but it's somewhere on, yeah. Anyway, let's see. It was comforting also to know that I wasn't alone, but I wish it wasn't something so sad, such a sad situation. It was also comforting for men to come forward and, tell me about their wives too. And that's why I wanted Chris to come forward and talk, because like I said, he experienced a pregnancy loss too. And sorry, we were so serious and excited, and
man, yeah, it's just sad, disappointing. But I just have hope for the future, so I'm not gonna dwell. We're just gonna keep moving forward and preparing.
Yeah, because this was like a baby Jesus type situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a virgin. So anyway,
And the story.
I don't know. I've worked on not blaming myself, and that's what keeps me going forward every day. I feel like I've had a rough couple of the first couple of months were horrible, just physically on my body and everything. But as it's, approaching my initial due date, I feel myself, I'm still optimistic and happy and feel like my baby will come back to me and stuff like that. When was our due date? Do you remember, babe?
In like November 25th or something.
It was around Thanksgiving, so it was like the 25th through the 27th, one of those days.
Yeah.
I'm very unconventional. This vlog has been about me coming forward with truths and healing. I want to say that as a woman who had lost her pregnancy, I do not get jealous, I guess, of other women who have experienced or who are experiencing and who are announcing. I get excited. I see a lot of women, why couldn't my baby be here? And although I understand that, that's not how I think. I think one day my baby will be here. So I know some people think, that is the case, but like I was saying, the real reason is like miscarriages are common. They're 1 in 4. So just know if you've had one, you're not alone. There are outlets for you to get help, seek therapy, connect with other mothers, etc., other fathers, I'm sure.
Yeah, and men, don't be too tough to not get therapy or talk to someone who you really trust about, a miscarriage, because it's traumatic for men too.
Yeah, so you're in therapy, right?
I've been in therapy. But yeah, I'm in therapy.
And I remember you told me you talked to your therapist about it. Do you recall any advice she gave you, or?
She just let me know it's like not the end of the world, that we're still young and we could like keep trying, basically.
You still young, nigga.
No, we both still young.
Nigga, you 20-something. I'm 30.
It's okay.
My baby coming back. Baby, come back. Why do I keep coming up with all these little songs that?
I don't know, you would be singing.
Look at this. Like, black love, black love. It's so cute. Black love, hashtag. Anyway. I will be back. Chris has,
I got a job.
He has some work to do.
Yeah.
But we'll be back one day with when I actually give birth. That's when I told my aunt yesterday. I said, I'm not telling anybody I'm pregnant till I give birth.
Right.
I was like, man, because I was embarrassing to be all happy about it and then have to take it back. So I'm like, I'm gonna just wait till. Yeah, I'm like, well, by the way,
just wait until you get your first official like heartbeat and little.
I did get an official heartbeat already.
Yeah, but it was faint. It wasn't like I don't know.
I went in at like 6 weeks to the ER. Yeah.
You should have waited until it was 3 months. Then you probably would have got. It's okay.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
It's okay.
So anyway, we love whoever's watching. Thank you.
Yeah, love you guys.
Babe, tell them to watch my blog and buy my shea butter and stuff.
Watch her blog. Buy her shea butter.
And
stuff. What is it? Is beauty.
Body Vibes Beauty.
Body Vibes Beauty.
You don't know the name of my business, and you
I was about to mess up the
give
words.
me a baby or something.
Body Vibes Beauty. That's what. It's okay.
BBB. That's what you.
BBB. Buy it.
No, BBB.
I did say that.
No, you said BBB.
I said
Body
B.
Business Better Bureau.
I said BBB. Anyways, it's good stuff. It'll keep your skin moist for forever. As long as
Yeah,
you put it
because
on.
you don't use it.
I'm
Ashy.
I'm not
He
ashy right now.
But people can't see them feet, bro. How your whole fiancés have a shea butter line and you be ashy all the whole damn time? I don't understand.
Anyways, I gotta go to work. You guys have a great
Babe, I
night.
don't want you to go to work. Can you call out?
I can't call out 5 minutes before I have to go in.
Babe,
All right.
please come back.
Peace.
I'll be back. Okay, so yes, and we're back. Oh my God. I don't want to like, the thing is everyone's experience is different. I opted to take the pills, I forgot what they were called, but they were awful. The doctor said, you know, you'll experience some cramping. So I was like, okay, I could deal with that. She did not tell me. I mean, maybe she didn't know because some people have just experienced cramping. But, you know, my black ass, I was like, she must have thought I was fucking superhuman because I'm a black woman. Long story short, I was out of it. One of my friends noticed that I had been inactive on social media. And he reached out to me like, is you okay? No, I wasn't okay. Like my body went through the motions. And the thing is, I think the type of miscarriage I have, there's different types of miscarriages. So please look them up. I think I had a molar miscarriage. So, after I was done miscarrying or what have you, when I thought I was getting my first cycle, it was like never ending. And I was like, okay, it's been about 2 weeks. I'm gonna go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital and they were like, your HGC levels are still saying they're in their 700s. So you're still pregnant. I was like, bitch, what? Bitch, whatever. Long story short, I had to have a DNC, but they were saying it could be an ectopic pregnancy. Like you got pregnant again or so. I was like, nah, y'all, I don't know what y'all talking about. So, I was scheduled to go to Colorado also. And I really, when I go through like rough things, I want to be with my grandma. So I really want to be with my grandma. You know, grandma's hey, grandma. So my grandma, hey, let me grandma. Oh, y'all can see my light, huh? My grandma is just my best friend in the world. So they were like, my black people don't listen. Like, let me stop. I don't fucking listen. So they were like, we want to keep you here and we want you to come back in a week. I was like, I need to go see my grandma. Fuck what y'all talking about. I'm fine. So I went to Colorado. I was still out of it. My body's still, from the DNC, still healing. I don't know what the hell was happening, but I went and traveled with my cousins. We went to like a cabin or something like that. And I'm still in the midst of, you know, my body recovering. And then, like the 4th of July weekend, I went with my other cousins to like a Airbnb, and they, you know, were doing some activities and wanted me to go. And it wasn't like, they didn't really understand what I was going through physically, I guess. So I was just like, these niggas, they were men too. So I'm like, these niggas don't understand. So anyway, they thought I was just being lazy, which is normally how I am, but I hadn't seen them in about a year, so I would have loved to, you know, been all hunky-dory and spend time, but I was going through some real shit emotionally and physically and shit. So anyway, in Denver, I get a note, or my doctor out here gave me a note to go to the ER in Denver and make sure that I wasn't having an ectopic pregnancy. So they gave me an ultrasound in Denver. This was around June or July, I forgot. And I wasn't having a ectopic pregnancy. Luckily, my HGC levels went back to normal. So I was just like thankful, but it was a long process. So I found out very end of April that I miscarried, and then I took the pills May 1st. So from May to July, I was just out of commission. Like, so I'm getting back into myself. I'm finally getting back being regular. When it comes towards the due date, you know, I seen the mom recently on the miscarriage group I'm in, like, release balloons on the day she was supposed to be due. For the most part, for me, I'm going to mourn, you know, just to, for self-care purposes and not to be in denial, like, oh, I'm fine, and then one day have a nervous breakdown. But I just want to check in and let people know, not that people have asked. Let me state again for the record that I make jokes as a coping mechanism, just because if I dwell into the sadness, I will go into a depression and be in a dark place, and I don't want to do that at all. So I'm not denying my feelings. I can still be sad, but I believe that life is funny and funny things happen in life, so I'd rather be happy than sad. I'd rather be laughing than crying. Unless they're like tears of joy, like if I won the lottery or something. Not that I play the lottery, because you gotta play it to win it. But if I won something, I'd cry tears of joy. When I give birth to my baby, I'm going to cry tears of joy. I'm probably tears of pain, but anyway. Yeah, was I done telling my story? What happened to me? Whatever. My body's back to normal as it was before. I'm working on being healthier and losing weight, and just trying to live a healthier lifestyle. But it's really hard, because why is all the good stuff bad stuff? Now that's what I just don't understand about life. Yeah, because I like sweets and stuff. Hey everybody, so I want to make a video addressing a very serious topic that a lot of people don't talk about or don't understand, or there is a lot of people who talk about it. I just don't know a lot of them, but I'm sure I know a lot of people who have been through this situation. So Chris and I have been together for 7 years. It's been 7 wonderful years. We've grown up together, basically. You know, we met when he was 22 and I was 24. Yes, I'm a Panther. But within that time frame, I'd say the first 2 years, people would be like, when are you guys gonna have kids? Not when you're getting married. When are you guys gonna have kids? I mean, I'm sure that there were older people in my life asking when we're gonna get married, but it was mainly my friends who would ask when we're gonna have kids. Mainly my friends who already had kids. But anyway, I want to shed light on that, because when I was in my earlier 20s and I would see couples who had been together for a while, I would ask them that question and be totally oblivious to the fact that maybe they don't want kids, maybe they can't have kids, maybe they're dealing with relationship issues and don't want to bring kids into that situation. I just wasn't thinking logically like that. But Chris and I got engaged last year, and it was never like important to me, like I have to be married before I have children. It was just important to me to have children with somebody that I knew was the right person for me to have children with, because Lord knows it could mess some things up if you have children with the wrong person. But once I turned 30, I was like, okay, let's, talk about starting a family. So we did. We made some investments. We opened a joint savings, and so we were like, yeah, let's get on this train. I thought it was gonna happen like that, like first time, yeah. And no. And Chris is the more logical one in our relationship. Thank goodness for that, because we both just can't be me. And he was like, it doesn't always happen like that. And I was like, what? Well, it's supposed to. Like, I'm a girl. I don't understand. But around October, I was pretty certain I was pregnant, but I ended up having an early miscarriage. So I was like, oh my God, something's wrong with me. Like, what is wrong with me? And Chris, being the logical one again, was like, actually, miscarriages are very common. I mean, how do you know? What? Have you done this before? But anyway, I did my own research and found out that he was right. So I talked to my OBGYN, and she was like, I was like, I need fertility treatments. There's something wrong with me. And she was like, well, we don't usually start that till a year after trying. And I was like, well, it's been 2 months. And I mean, I promise I'd be a great mother, but I'm still pretty much immature, like, as far as some topics are concerned. But, so I let my body heal from that situation, and Chris and I decided to try again this year. And so around March, I was like, let me take a test because, you know, something's going on. So I took a test and lo and behold, I was pregnant. Yes, hallelujah choirs. Surprise Chris made a video, was going to post it when we announced it to our friends and family and what have you. And the whole time, though, I was pregnant, I was scared that I was going to have a miscarriage just because of how common they are. And lo and behold, I had a miscarriage. I went to the doctor for my 10-week checkup and she was like, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing anything. And I was like, oh, my baby likes to play hide and seek. Just, you know, keep looking. Don't play with me. Keep looking. You're it. You got to find a baby. And she looked, you know, per my request and was like, yeah, Billy, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing anything. There's something called a molar miscarriage, brighted oval volume, I don't know how to pronounce it, or even just a miscarriage because you had no symptoms. And I was like, right, I had no symptoms, so I'm not understanding what you're saying. Like, what? Where's my baby? Stop playing with me. But just being, I don't know, the resilient Black woman that I am, I had to pull my pants up and realize that that was my reality in that moment. But look, part of me didn't believe her, so I went to the ER the next day and had them give me an ultrasound, and they confirmed loss of pregnancy too. And I was just like, God, what did I do to deserve this? Like, the one thing that I was ready to live for was taken away from me, and it's like the most heartbreaking thing. So I was in shock and denial for the first couple of days. My doctor had given me Zytotec, and I had no idea what I was doing. Let me just say, any woman who has taken that before just knows what was going on. I think I felt like I died and I came back to life. It was the worst experience. I would never wish that on my worst enemy. I just wish I was warned, like, you're going to basically go into labor to pass the tissue. So yeah, you're gonna experience labor. So it's like, I've never experienced holding a baby in my arms, but I've definitely experienced what it's like to hold life and to have it taken away from you and to want to just go crazy and knock everything off the shelf. But I joined a support group on Facebook, and it's been extremely helpful, just unfortunately knowing how common it is and how many women across the world are dealing with the same thing, the same exact day, the same exact time, and it's just crazy. So they're very common. 1 in 4 women will experience a miscarriage, and I was just that one. So what I want to shed light on is, when you have friends who are couples or women who are a certain age or men who are a certain age and they don't have children, it's not always your place to ask, when are you gonna have kids? When there's gonna be a little Chris? When there's gonna be a little Billy and a little Sarah? Like, because you don't know what people have been through. So in the midst of this whole pandemic that's going on, I'm having my own personal tragedy, my own personal trauma, and I'm trying to heal from it by staying positive. And one of the main things that keeps me going is the fact that I know I'm not alone. I have had friends who have had the same experience, but no one really shed light on it. And really, I never did any research on how common it was. But I just want to let people know and share my truth that Chris and I have been pregnant a couple of times, and we just haven't had that one that was able to stick around. So just keep that in mind. That's a lot of people's experience. Yeah, so that's mine. It's definitely an unfortunate event. Chris has been, that's just why I just want to marry this man and give him babies, because he's just the best thing that's ever happened to me. He's been my strength throughout this whole situation. And I know he might not be affected physically like I was too, but it's definitely affected him. And because it was just like that one, what he said was his reason for going hard has been, has disappeared. Like, I'm about to be a dad, I gotta do this, I gotta get this for my baby, and then it's like gone. So that really broke my heart when he told me that, because yeah. But we are each other's backbones. And I know it's not about these people, but I want to apologize to anybody who felt like I should have told them and I didn't, because I know it could hurt people's feelings, and I'm not for that. But again, I'm shedding light on the fact that miscarriage is something that's out of your hands. It's something that happens. It's something that happens to a lot of women, and it's something that happens to couples. So when you want to know, maybe you should just mind your business. Just mind your business. Yeah, so keep me in your prayers. I'm praying for everyone during this hard time in life in general. We're all suffering, so just stay positive. I have a shirt on, by the way. I know it's getting hidden in my braids, but yeah. So this is my truth.